Hi everyone. In the world of business, the sustainability topic just keeps growing. Sustainability is no longer a topic just for niche investors or specific industry. It concerns everyone, all investors and all industries. And in today's presentation, you will know more about how our strategy looks like, how we work today, and our work forward. So, to be a trusted partner of our customers, which is our vision, it's expected from us to do our part to a transition to a more sustainable electronics industry. And we have 4 guiding principles supporting our vision, and one of them being to have a long-term sustainability mindset. And we are committed to be a driver in the electronics industry to make it more sustainable. And we will report on our progress.
So this commitment is supported by actions in 3 key areas. So if we start with innovation for sustainability, here we take advantage of our innovation know-how in two ways. First of all, we work to reduce our environmental, our climate impact of our products. But secondly, we also look for disruptive technologies and new solutions that could be game changers in our industry or elsewhere. When it comes to climate impact from our own operations, so as Pierre just talked about, we are now clearly aligning our financial targets with our climate target. So the target is to cut our own CO2 emissions by 50% to 2030. So this is an absolute target. It might be adjusted if we acquire a new company, for example, or if we divest. So this will change soon. So we will commit to set science-based targets that will cover both the climate impact from our own operations, but also impact from our products. So Future Engineers Through Diversity, that's our program to foster diversity and inclusiveness and equality within Mycronic, but also in the communities where we act. So we have a challenge, like many companies in our sector, to attract talents to our company. We need a skilled workforce. So one of the ways to do this is to work to attract underrepresented group to the company. So we are targeting not only our employees today, but also future employees. So the idea is that we want to encourage people from all types of horizons to pursue engineering careers. So in addition to these 3 key areas, we are also addressing other sustainability topics that are relevant to us. So that could be trade compliance, that could be employee health and safety, hazardous chemicals, etc. So we are addressing those in different ways. So this is our commitment. It's our strategy for 2030. But of course, this needs to be secured by action as well. So Lena will tell you a little bit more about that.
Yes. So clearly we needed a roadmap for 2030, or actually not one roadmap, but 4, one for each division. Do we need to? Okay. So the divisions have taken the group strategy and adopted it to their specific challenges and opportunities, and have set measurable goals, both short and long term, and in addition set action plans to make sure. And this is a decentralized way of working, which is in line with the business structure and working methods within Mycronic. Because we are convinced that if we take decisions and make commitment, we will have a much more stronger commitment among employees and also reach better results. So now we will give you a few examples of what we have done so far and ongoing initiatives.
Okay, what you see here is the inside of our newest mask writer. It's called the SLX. So this is a really good example of how Mycronic can help customers to reduce their impact in their manufacturing processes. So when it comes to sustainability, our biggest product challenge is the lasers inside mask writers. These lasers consume a lot of energy, and they're used by our clients 24 hours a day. So what we did in SLX is that we changed the type of laser to one that consumes up to 99% less energy. So obviously this helps the customer to reduce their emissions in the manufacturing process. Going forward, we aim to enable the use of this type of laser in all our mask writer models. So if we succeed to do this, it will help Mycronic also to significantly reduce our climate impact and our carbon footprint. So this is the type of efforts that we and the type of solution that we want to find for all our product families. So to do so, our divisions have development plans, of course, and on group level, we have established a sustainable innovation fund. This fund is dedicated to finance projects that advance sustainability within Mycronic, but also outside.
So the next initiative is how we reduce impact from facilities and transport. So on the picture here, you can see the building where we are today. And when we renovated this headquarters a couple of years ago, we did what we can to reduce environmental impact. For example, we exchanged the lighting system to a much more efficient one. And instead of buying new furniture, we used refurbished chairs and tables as long as possible. And that is the same thing we do when we renovate or build new factories for other plants. So for example, a couple of years ago, when we consolidated our US business from 3 units into 1 unit, we put a lot of environmental requirements on that one. And for next year, ATG L&M planned to build a new manufacturing site in Germany. And that building is planned to have 60% less energy consumption compared to a standard building. So we are in a good way when it comes to facilities. When it comes to transports, we still have some quite work to do, and we are evaluating different options, what could suit us the best. So we have, for example, tried to transport goods from China to Sweden by train, and more of our products are being transported by sea. But here we have more things to come, I would say. Yes.
No, that was not the correct one. This is the correct one. Okay. The woman you see here is an engineer working for the high volume division in Shenzhen in China. All our divisions have action plans to attract and retain women to the company. So if we take this high volume division as an example, they have a dedicated fund to improve female benefits at the company, at the division. They provide trainings on unconscious biases to employees, and they also visit job fairs targeting women, and especially in China, to motivate them to look for jobs at Mycronic. Clearly, in our industry, the gender balance is, well, we're far from 50-50, let's say. So we have quite some work to do in Mycronic and in the industry as a whole. We're working on it. So for example, well, one of the next steps is to create an internal network for women at the company. We also reach out to other underrepresented groups. So it could be, for example, well, immigrants, for example, students from different horizons and so on. And we are doing so through different initiatives. For example, here in Sweden, we are part of an initiative where we provide internships to newly arrived immigrants. And so far, it has been a really good experience for us and for them, because all of them have found a qualified job after the internship, either at Mycronic or at another company.
Yes, so finally, under the responsible business umbrella, we address topics such as anti-corruption, anti-competitive behaviors, supply chain and trade compliance. And within all these areas, we have policies in place, supported by guidelines and regular assessments. So supply chain challenges, including sourcing of conflict minerals, are addressed through our suppliers' code of conduct. And relevant suppliers needs to sign that. And in addition to that, we also assess and audit suppliers on a risk-based approach. And we are also working on improving this area further. So these were a few examples of what we have done so far and what is ongoing right now. So let's look into the future. Kristina.
We got a good movement here.
Yes.
Between us, right? Okay, so I will now talk about sustainability trends impacting the electronics sector. First of all, we see a very rapid regulatory evolution, which will impact listed companies. You have all probably heard of those. We have the EU taxonomy already in place, but growing in scope. We have upcoming regulations such as the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive and new rules on due diligence when it comes to climate and human rights. So these will distinctly increase requirements on companies in this area. It will, for example, be required a third-party audit of sustainability reporting, and the accountability of the board will also increase. So the volumes of electronics in the world is growing, and our daily lives are also more and more connected. So with this comes challenges for the industry. So it's not new challenges, but they are clearly growing. So we see, for example, that the industry consumes more and more energy. We see pressure on scarce natural resources. And we also have the topic of e-waste that you all probably know. We know that electronics are used to violate human rights in surveillance and control, for example. And we have challenges in the supply chain when it comes to conflict minerals and also working conditions in some regions. So these challenges impact Mycronic as well, but to a various extent, I would say. We do address them all in our 2030 strategy. That could be through policies and guidelines and instructions, or it could be by actual targets and clear action plans. Finally, electronics could also be part of the solutions for many different type of environmental and social challenges in society today. So this means business opportunities for us and for our customers. So of course, we want to seize these opportunities, and we do that by focusing a lot of innovation and on R&D.
Yes, so summarizing, we have now talked about our commitment to run a business that is sustainable both for us and for the society. We have presented our strategy for 2030. We have given examples of what we have done so far, and we have also mentioned how we plan to react on trends and challenges coming forward. Going forward, we will continue to implement our roadmap for 2030. And to do so, we need commitment and engaged people. And that means everyone from the board of directors to the CEO, the management team, the divisions, and all employees. So we have assigned responsibilities and actions on all levels. And as mentioned, we will also make sure that we align our goals to the Science Based Targets initiative that will start immediately. And also we will, in addition, in the coming years, prepare our organization for the upcoming new regulations. and have a strong focus on innovation, which we see is key for us. So, to conclude, we have a strong commitment and a plan to do our part and help our customers to do their part for a more sustainable electronics industry. Yes. Thank you.